EJ. How are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
Great. Welcome everyone to the Jeff and Michelle Show with EJ Gillin here from the Jimenez team at eXp Realty. Today we're going to go over EJ's real estate journey and how he's gotten to where he is today. So, EJ, you've been in real estate about what, 4 years now?
4 years, yeah, that's correct.
Okay, all right. And have you always been with the Jimenez team, or were you somewhere else before that?
No, I actually was at another company, and I thought I was going to do big things, and I sat there for 1.5 years and didn't do a damn thing. And then I was
So let me ask you a question though. Why is it that you think you sat there for a year and didn't do a thing? What was it that stopped you from producing?
Well, I got thrown into a market where, just a company that I had no idea what to do, and just sitting there trying to learn, twiddling my thumbs. But in this industry, nobody wants to give you the whole piece of the puzzle. They just want to, hold it a little bit. So as much as I wanted to learn, nobody would actually say, hey, this is the right way to do things. And then I got so frustrated of just spinning wheels and burning time. I reached out to you guys and I said, look, I don't know what to do. And you took me under your wing, and now I'm a successful real estate agent. So I can't thank you guys enough.
Good job, babe. So you went from another company. The company was pretty much like, hey, yeah, we'll help you. And then they didn't help you, right? Typical thing I hear all the time. And the reason why is because there's really no motivation, right? There's no motivation for them to help you. If they teach you how to go out and eat their lunch, then they got less lunch to eat, right? Let me ask you this. So now you moved into eXp. Well, at the time it was Exit, right? We went to Exit. What happened when you went to Exit? What did you notice the difference, like instantly? What was the difference when you stepped foot through and entered the team? Explain to me that process. So so just to give you a time frame from the day you started to 6 months in, what did that look like? How did you grow in those 6 months?
So it was more of a family aspect, and everybody reached out their hand and said, what do you need? How are we going to do it? How are we going to help you be successful? And even, the broker who's running 20 other agents, she reached out and said, how can I help you? And then, you were always there to say, what do you want me to do? How can I help you do this? So I think within 6 months, I closed 4 deals, and still not even really knowing exactly, how to do it or the right way, but picking up points from you or everybody else in the office themselves. It was a huge night and day difference from where I was.
Right.
Yeah, I remember our team, we had meetings and role plays. I know that when you first came on, I believe it was Jeff and I, and we had Josh with us, maybe a couple other people here and there. How did you feel about those role plays? Because I remember we would do them at night because some of us did work during the day.
Yeah.
So that was amazing on itself, because I actually got to see live how you guys did your business or how another agent did their business. And I took bits and pieces and created my own, how I'm going to do it. And the role plays, especially because somebody could sit here and say, okay, here's a piece of paper, do it like this. But I saw it live talking to, somebody that wanted to sell or somebody wanted to buy. And, I learned from that. So you can't buy that.
You can. It just costs you a lot more money when you go out and buy it, right? Than when you join the team and they actually teach and mentor you, right? So I remember let's back up a little bit. I remember you calling me, the phone call, right? Like, Jeff, we had talked. You were like, Jeff, I'm into real estate. I know you're doing it. I'm going to get my license. What do I do? I was like, EJ, go to this school, do this. And you're like, all right. So you went, you got your license. Then I followed up with you. I'm like, dude, what's going on? How did you get your license? Like, yeah, I signed a contract, right? And I was like, all right, no problem, right? So you still call me back. I said, EJ, let's do an interview. We interviewed you. And Michelle's like, let's go. Hired you, put you on, right? But you took a little bit of a while to get your feet set, right? It took a little bit of time, right? It took a little bit of time for you to get comfortable, right? So what were some of the things what were some of the objections as to why it took you, well, let's rephrase this, right? So what were some of the obstacles in which you had to overcome to get to your first deal?
So, I wasn't used to dealing with people. So, you know, in that aspect, somebody asked me a question, I don't know how to handle it. So, you know, that was a huge step to be comfortable with, you know, different objections from different people. And it's not like I'm trying to sell them a can of soda. I'm making them, or I'm helping them make the biggest decision of their life. And that, to me, that was scary. So I think I got my own head with that. But again, going back to the support system from you guys and the company that we were with, it was you know, it put me on fast track to where I needed to be. So that was, you know, a huge help upon itself.
So a year into the business, a year into the team, we make a move, right? Not to our new company, but to another exit office, right? And we made that move for more opportunity, for more training, for more things. What happened when we made that move? Do you remember?
So that was, you know, nerve wracking because I had already moved one company, and then you're like, all right, look, this is a better opportunity. This is where we're going. So from where I was to being with you, you know, I knew that it was the right thing to do. So you're going, I'm going. Let's go. So you know, I'm sure Josh could say the same thing, and you know, everybody else that was on the team. But it was a huge opportunity. We did learn a lot more. We had more, you know, people to reach out to, more sphere of influence. So it was, you know, you learn something new every day.
But I think it was a little on the far side from all of us. I mean,
right?
Driving.
How did you like that
minutes,
commute
like,
from Shirley to Port Jeff every day? For training, to meet client? What was the?
I didn't. We were.
I mean, I know me. I hated it.
Right. I mean, there was a lot of, I think, unnecessary things that we had to meet rather than focusing on a business. We had to do, you know, jump through hoops for their office. We had to do.
Yeah.
We had to do what they wanted us to do in their time frames and their time constraints and everything else like that.
Which can make it challenging.
Which obviously makes it tremendously challenging, right? So then one day, what happened?
Another phone call.
Jeff calls and says, all right, well, we're moving again. You can come with me or you can't. So, you know, of course, I went with you this far. I'm not backing out now. So,
So was it the third move in what, a year and a half, almost less than that? 2 years almost?
What? Go ahead.
I remember you saying specifically, like, look, this new company, I tried to shoot holes in it for months and I can't find anything wrong with it. And, you know, I could vouch for everybody in the real estate world. You're the real estate guru, you know it. So if you say it to me, it's golden. So that was, you know, nerve wracking though. It's a company that nobody knew about. Like, is it good? Are we gonna fail? Are we gonna do great? And I think within the first 3 weeks, you know, everybody on the team looked at each other and we said, this is where we need to be.
Well, I remember you were like, but Jeff, there's no office. Where are we gonna go? And I remember saying to you, I said, EJ, I said, how many times have you met a client in the office? And your answer was never. And I said, so what do we need this for? And you said, you're right. And then you know, it was funny because, you know, the transition was pretty easy for us. I mean, we pretty much put everything together. We all did sit down with the broker as a group. We kind of just exited on our own and we all left together as a unified force, which was nice. And I'm like humbled that everyone on our team was like, I'm following you wherever you go, which is phenomenal. For, you know, it just humbled the shit out of me. I mean, excuse my French, but it really did. But what I found was that I didn't make the move necessarily for me. I made it for you guys, right? Because I felt that it was better opportunity. You guys were in a capping company. You got the reduced cap. There was a lot more incentive for you as a team agent to succeed, to become better and to grow. And then also, as you know, having to travel to and from, you know, doing other things, you know, other responsibilities that you have, it also opened up a whole new world for you because now you have all the training on demand when you're driving to and from wherever you got to be. You can listen to your training, you can participate in the training and group meetings, and this. You weren't tied to physically going to an office, right?
Right.
And now, if I'm correct, I believe we moved over in January, brand new year. And 3 months in, I'm pretty sure the entire world shut down. Do you remember this?
That I do, and that was one of the scariest times that I can ever remember. But you stood up. You said, "Listen, I don't even know what to do, but I think this is what we're gonna do." And you got a 4 to 5 plan, and this is how we're gonna do it. And at first, I put my head between my legs and said, "I don't know what to do either." I don't know. But you woke me up and said, "Look, if you want to continue to do, you got to do it." And sure enough, we came out. Everybody came out swinging, and I think we're all on a good track.
Well, let's rewind back, right? It wasn't that long ago that you were faced with actually catching your whole family, your whole immediate family, your household, your 11-year-old daughter, your wife of 3 years, all ended up coming up with COVID, right?
Oh yeah, and it was.
You want to hear about that?
Yeah, it was scary. Everybody says you get sick, and it affects everybody differently. And for people that have regular jobs or how it affects them, it's different. So for my wife, she was pretty sick, and my daughter has pneumonia. So we were worried, is she going to be in the hospital? And they weren't, too bad, but it was still scary. And then I ended up catching it. So not only did I get that, I got pneumonia and hypoxia and sepsis all in the same shot. So it was definitely an eye opener.
But you ended up in the hospital, right?
Yeah, week and 4 days.
Wow.
So
think about it. So
EJ, real estate stopped for you. Your whole world kind of stopped.
So let me just summarize real quick. So real estate stops. Any other sources? The wife's not working. You're not working.
You're worried about everybody else. You got your family.
There was some issues with your house. You had some cesspool issues, right? You're trying to figure out, a lot of stuff hit you at once. Some unexpected bills. What was one of the benefits that you didn't have at another company that actually, how did you make it? How did you survive? How did you have the income to keep going? What was one of the, was there something that helped you?
So that was one of the biggest things that, blew up in my mind when we moved to this company, that EXP has stocks. So we're, part owners of the company, and that helped us because nobody's working, everybody's sick, your bills don't stop. So I have every time I close a deal, I get a certain amount of stocks. It goes into a special account, and I don't touch it. It sits there, and I was able to reach into that and take out what I needed for my bills, and then my family doesn't have to worry anymore. So
wow.
Right? And now you wouldn't have had that anywhere else, right? So it was like this it was like, I call it like my kid's college tuition, investment account, whatever it may be. But it was that saving grace that EXP was able to provide to us, right? And it's like that security fund. I mean, you look at some of these stock accounts that, like, I was there a year, and in a year I managed to accumulate over 6 figures in stock. Which was huge. I mean, I know everybody on the team did great this year with that as well. I mean, so realistically, even though you had that, you also had the support of the team to help you keep going. You had the support of the company to keep going, and not just calling and checking on you, but also with monetary, right? Pay the bill, right? Stuff that actually got you through, right? So when you fell on hard times, it wasn't just, all right, go on unemployment.
Here's a card for you. I hope you
here's
get
a
better.
card. It was, here's some money that's going to help you pay your bills and make sure you come out of this on the right side, right? So that was a huge thing for you, right? I mean, I know if it was me, I'd be like, oh, thank God, right? Kind of thing, right? So that's huge. EJ, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years with EXP?
So on the track that I'm going now, and having my goals set in place, I definitely see myself making 6 figures. I see myself having a downstream, and for anybody that doesn't know what that is, it's agents under me. As you as an inspiration, that you have people under you.
We call that your third leg, right? You got your real estate. You got your real estate income that you make producing, selling real estate. You got your stock options that you get when you close and just doing your normal job. And now you're talking about the downline and your downstream of having and introducing other agents to the company to succeed in your success, like you have with the company, right? And what does that look like for you? What do you think that's going to look like for you? Like, if you had to guess, all right, even better yet, what's your goal? Like, what do you want to see? Because that pays you a monthly paycheck, right? Depending on how much production is done by them and the company's giving. It doesn't come from the agent, right? So what do you see that number? Like, how many people, and where do you want that number to be? How many thousands of dollars a month do you want to see that account generate?
So, it all depends on how everybody does. So I don't want to just sign Joe Schmo off the side of the street. I want to, vet them and make sure that they're going to produce. So I do have that income from my family, or if I want to go buy a new car, whatever it is. So, I would, 7 to 10,000 a month coming from, 15 agents, maybe something like that.
Very, very doable. Very doable. That's like nothing, right? So if we go through this quick model, like we do it when we do our EXP Explains, right? Where if you bring in, a certain amount of agents, and we show how easily you can turn that into, a retirement of, $7, $8, $9 million a year, $1 million to be devoted for the rest of your life. So it's really, really cool how the company, for me, I thought it was amazing, was that we had the ability to, one, have I'm just going to say it, the oh shit fund, which is the stock account, right, for when bad times come. We have the ability to have an out strategy for us as agents by building a downline and a revenue stream. And we don't have the broker pulling our money away from us, right, for that. And then 3, we can still produce and continue to grow our business and build out a business, right? So with these 3 legs of income, right, you didn't have these, right? And then there's a 4th leg too. Do you know what the 4th leg is?
You have to refresh my memory. I'm not 100%.
So the 4th leg is the ability to take the money you earn in the stocks and invest into real estate or into other investments to generate your 4th stream of income, right? Because it's like it's like the cash flow quadrant, right? You have all 4 flows of the cash flow quadrant that, EXP gives you that platform to do it, right? To invest, to sell, to grow a business, to scale, and then to take the money you built from the business and invest it to make you whole, right? So that's huge for you as well. Look, if you could say to anyone out there that's looking to either get into real estate, that's been into real estate, that's
maybe looking for a team,
maybe looking to join a team, or maybe they're looking to just, they're looking for a new way of doing things, right? Because a lot of times EXP's been called innovators, just like, Netflix and just like Amazon and just like these big companies that are, digital companies, right? Netflix put Blockbuster out of business, right? Amazon's putting all retail stores out of business, right? Yeah. You're seeing these big tech and these virtual cloud-based businesses. I mean, look at how many people now work remotely, right? So what would you say to somebody that may be hesitant in joining a cloud-based company?
Like you were, maybe
like
in the beginning.
Maybe you were. Right?
So, that's a perfect question, Jeff, because we're coming from a brick and mortar company. We went to another brick and mortar company. We had to do all these rules and all these regulations. But with EXP, I'm a big tech guy. I have Google glasses and I'm Apple everything. So with the world from EXP, we touch on that for a minute.
Yeah.
If I need a broker, if I need, a sales rep or whoever I need, then if I'm with another company, I got to get my phone out, call them, they don't answer. Then I got to leave a message. And, who knows when they're going to get back to me. With EXP, with the world, I could walk right into the world, walk right into their virtual office, and they're there for me. Anybody I need is there, right on call, right on cue, trainings. So for anybody that's sitting in an office right now, being a regular agent, twiddling their thumbs like I was, or any other agent that's, you got to sell 10 houses a month, there's so much stuff taking away your time and taking away your business. And ultimately, what are we working for? We're working for time to do what we want. So why waste all that time doing all that other stuff when EXP puts it all in one line? Here you go. This is what you need. Go run with it.
And how does that make you feel? So when you need something, obviously you have us, the support and the team, but if you wanted to do it on your own and look at EXP, if it's 10, 11 o'clock at night and you're up, like, how does that make you feel as the agent? Like, tell me about that.
It's amazing because in any aspect, no matter what job you have, you need the support. You know, you don't know everything. You're learning something every day. So if you have that support, you know, not only with you guys, that's a whole nother avenue, but just with, just with the company itself is huge. You know, you can't find that anywhere else. And I can say that for a fact because we've been pretty much everywhere else. And
Yeah.
I have to agree with you 100%. There are questions that I have that are just crazy. And literally I go in, I type it out, I look around, and boom, here's your link, done. And I've never seen that in any company with ever. And I said, oh my gosh, right here. Here's the state website, here's this. And it's just amazing. To me, it's like mind-blowing, and it's the best thing in the world.
Well, I think they've made it so that it's agent friendly, right? It's because, again, when you join here at EXP, you become an EXP, you become an owner in the company. You're not just an agent. You're a shareholder within the company, right? So you're inclined to dive in further and maybe learn more, right? I know I jumped in really big and I got involved. I go to all the masterminds. There's a lot of training that I used to sit, I remember, because me as a team lead, I'm sorry to go about me, it's not even about me, but me as a team lead, I remember trying to find time to train you guys, still do business, still list houses, schedule everything.
And everybody has crazy schedules too. You guys are working full time.
And then find a way to get
your own training.
My own training in, right? So I'd be like, oh man, like, and then it would always, like, if I wanted to go and train me, it would take away from you guys. It would take away from the business. It would take away from everything. Where now it's got to the point where everything I can do from the comfort of, like, if I'm driving somewhere, I can put on the training. I can listen to my training. I can train. If I'm going somewhere, I can do it, right? And it does not, I don't need to be physically sitting somewhere. One of the other beautiful things is with our group is that, I mean, we're just rolling this out. It's brand new. I don't even know if you're aware, but all of the continuing education that we'll ever need is free from here on out.
Okay.
You don't have to pay $1. Isn't that amazing? And it's all done virtually. It's huge. Huge.
And that seems to be the new way of the world, like you said before. Everybody's working from home. Everybody's comfortable at that. So if that's the way that the world is going, you know, that's huge for people that might want to come on board and not have to drive an hour to their office or go sit in an office once a month and wait for training.
You could, all those thumbs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You must be really good at twiddling thumbs, man. You did that for a year? That's crazy, right?
That's it. I got some strong hands. I'm sitting there doing nothing.
All right, real quick, we're gonna wrap this up. I want you to give one piece of advice to that agent that's maybe on the fence about looking into a cloud-based company, looking into making a move. What is the tip that you would give to someone like you were? You were in a position where you had to make a decision whether I try to stick it out at this other company or if I give it another shot with this. What would be that tip that you would give to that person?
So the tip I would give to people is you're your own worst enemy. If you're gonna sit there and let day go by and by and by, and all right, tomorrow it's gonna be better, you're wasting your time. So with that, with an office, with anybody else, you're your own worst enemy. You're not doing it. So with a cloud-based company, like you said, that training is every minute of every day, and you're only as good as the knowledge that you have. So the more you learn, the better you're going to be. And if you could fast track that, you know, you're fast tracking your time, your money, your family. It's good. It's huge.
It is huge.
Well,
thank you. Oh, I was just going to say, and I'm pretty sure when you come over with all the collaboration, everyone opens up the playbooks too. So if you really want to fast track, well,
that's the benefit, right? That we didn't really touch on, right? The one thing that's great at EXP is, like you said, with your downstream, with joining a team, just with joining the group, right? Is that what I do affects Michelle, affects you, affects everyone. What you do affects all of us in a positive way, because we all, when you sell a house, our stock goes up. When I sell a house, our stock goes up. When all this stuff does, so it's incentivized for us to help and collaborate with each other, right? We're tied in with some of the people that are way far out of our market area, as well as people that are next door. And guess what? We can get on the phone, we can collaborate, we share listing presentations, we share our own stuff within our company, because at the end of the day, it all benefits us. We work together, right? As opposed to sitting there being the guy that's got to cover your desk, hide your listing paperwork. We can actually put the phone, hey, I'm having a hard time comping this house out. What do you think? And I can give that to another real estate agent and not have to worry about anything. They're going to help me, right? Like we had to deal with a co-op. I've never sold a co-op in my life. I had no idea what I was doing. So I called one of our partners in Queens that does co-ops on a daily basis. And she walked me through how to do it every step of the way. So the collaboration is there. The team is there. The group is there. The training is there. The inspiration, the coaching, the education. It's all there for you, right? So the first thing is the one thing left for someone to do, right, is what you did, right? And that is to take action.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Take action, right?
Thank you so much, EJ. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show. We really, really value your insight, and we're so grateful that you're part of our team and that you did join us with the XK and the Jimenez team.
Thank you for coming on the show, man. We really appreciate it. Now go sell some houses. Kick butt.
Thanks, guys.